Lots of excitement today on the campus because of the eclipse. Coming up, we have more reactions from students.
And an update on 2 of Pullman's recent criminal cases.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Hello and welcome to Murrow News 8. I'm Morgan White.
And I'm Jose.
The WSU Physics and Astronomy Club held an eclipse viewing party today at the Jewett Observatory. They also were out on Terrell Mall handing out glasses for students who wanted to catch a glimpse of the eclipse. We went to check it out.
There was a solar eclipse happening, and we just got some solar glasses from the Society of Physics students. We bought some solar glasses, and we made some telescopes with solar filters on them to see the sun. So we got pretty lucky today.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty rare, so it looked pretty cool through the glasses, even though it was only partial.
There is an update in the case of 36-year-old Jacob Spray, who is accused of killing his wife. He has pleaded not guilty to murder in Whitman County Superior Court. Spray entered the plea agreement during his arraignment on Friday. Spray is charged with second-degree murder and is held on a $2 million bond. Police believe Spray killed his wife, Jamie Spray, inside of her trailer on Military Hill. If convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison.
We also have an update on the criminal case against John Bazan. The case has been dropped against Bazan, who was shot by a campus officer in an attempt to commit suicide by cop. Whitman County Prosecutor Dennis Tracy has dropped the case against 20-year-old John Bazan due to his mental health issues. Bazan was arrested on March 27th when he called in a report of a man with a knife inside of Global Scholars, and he described himself. Pullman Radio interviewed Prosecutor Dennis Tracy, and he had this to say.
A cocaine bust in Pullman leads to an arrest. Police arrested 20-year-old Lance Dawson at his home on Sunday on charges of possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver. This after a traffic stop in which a driver had cocaine and led investigators to Dawson. A search warrant was granted for Dawson's home, where they found prepackaged bags that are believed to contain cocaine, scales, and cash. Dawson was taken to the Whitman County Jail. 20-year-old Bridget Ward, who was in the home, was also arrested on a charge of controlled substance.
A second candidate has been announced for Whitman County Superior Court Judge, that being Jenna Brozek, to replace Judge Gary Leiby, who is retiring. The race for the position will be decided in November and now features both Roger Sandberg, a Pullman attorney and public defender, and Brozek, who is the owner and managing attorney of the Pullman law firm Prinz and Brozek PLLC.
WSU has revealed the final candidate for provost. Dr. Donald Leo, the dean of the University of Georgia's College of Engineering, is the third and final candidate for WSU's top academic post. The new hire will replace Dr. Elizabeth Chilton, who is stepping down from the job. Dr. Leo had his presentation today at 3 p.m. Here's what he had to say about the position.
National Student Employment Week is from April 8th through the 12th. There are events Monday through Friday this week. Today, they are holding a seminar right now in Leidy called Student Job Applications 101. Tomorrow, there will be a transferable skills seminar where you will learn more about cover letters and interviews. On Wednesday, there is the Student Employee of the Year Awards. On Thursday, it's Thank a Student Employee Day. And Friday, student employees are encouraged to grab free Ferdinands on Terrell Mall. The WSU Spring Break Open House is happening right now, and our reporter Lena Fielding is there to tell us more about it after the break.
It feels like no matter where you look, the state of the world's getting worse. Oceans full of plastic, an endless amount of waste, an impossible task ahead of fixing our beloved planet. But change can't happen if you do nothing. So here's where you should start. Reduce. Why? Because Americans produce more than 200 million tons of waste every year, and you don't want to add to that. Reuse. Why? Because reusing and repurposing cuts back on unnecessary waste, and it gives things a chance at new life. Recycle. Why? Because recycling creates jobs. It helps our community and it helps our planet. And after doing all this, what will we be left with? We'll be left with a planet that will slowly start to heal. We'll be left with more money in our pockets. We'll be left with more opportunity for work. And most importantly, we're left with hope for the future. So reduce, reuse, recycle.
Over the next 14 months, the University of Idaho will engage in a plan for updating the long-range development. The university will look at buildings, roads, parking, walkways, open spaces, and more to create a vision for preserving and developing the campus in the future. The kickoff event will begin next Monday and Tuesday for all of the Moscow community.
Spring Break Sneak Peek Open House is happening right now. Our reporter Lena Fielding is at the event with more information.
I'm here at Leidy Student Services where the welcome event will begin. Incoming freshmen will start here and enter the Welcome Center in Leidy Student Services, where you'll be given a couple pieces of paper. The first is the open house, where you can tour yourself at places such as the Cub, the Chinook, or the Rec. The second piece of paper is for the sneak peek visit and tour, where it'll give you a map to where the events begin in Dana Hall. If you're an incoming freshman who's on spring break, you can still stop by. This event does go through April 12th. Remember, you'll just stop by here at Leidy Services at the Welcome Center. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Lena. Well, it was great weather today to see the eclipse. Gunner, is the sunshine sticking around?
Yes, Jose, it is. Just not until later in the week. But now for today, today was a little bit more sun on the sunny end, as it was 52 degrees with a low of 30. I know it was really nice to go out there watching the eclipse, but going on to tomorrow, it is going to be around 56 degrees with a low of 41, and it's going to be cloudy, so it's going to be a little chillier than today was without the sun. But I think for all of us, it's been warmer than it has been in recent time. So let's take a look around the state, shall we? So down in Pullman, I've told you guys already, it's looking cloudy, especially in the Spokane area as well. If we go more to the central of the state, it's going to be in the 60s areas, still a little bit on the warmer end, and I know we haven't been able to say this much, but Seattle and Olympia area on the west side of the state is looking a lot worse than we are, and I know we haven't been able to say that as much, but let's go take a look at the 5-day forecast. So tomorrow is going to be a little bit more on the windy side, so be prepared for that. I know people who care about their hair a lot don't want to get that messed up. Going more to the center side, Wednesday is going to be really sunny as well. And I think the thing that's a little bit most on the alarming end is that Saturday is going to be a whopping 72 degrees. So with that being said, let's take it back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gunner. WSU got a new men's basketball coach last week. After the break, we will let you know how students are feeling about it.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Last week, the new men's basketball head coach was announced, former Eastern Washington coach David Riley. Our reporters went out and talked to students about their feelings on the new coach, and this is what they had to say.
I think that, he's a Coug no matter what. I think he joined us, and we're going to support him through everything, ups and downs.
Like, our star players are also entering the transfer portal, so you never know who's going to come into our school next year and what's going to bring the next season. But if he has a good track record of his own, then I don't see why he couldn't help out our program,
I think it's really sad that Kyle Smith had to leave, but I think it's exciting that the team gets an opportunity to work with someone who's really excited to work with them next season.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested that he's coming to coach for our team. I think that our players will perform a lot better under his wing, and I think he's got a lot of new things he's going to bring that'll give us more opportunities.
Washington State football held its first scrimmage of spring practice Saturday afternoon at Gisa Field. The Cougars saw both sides of the ball producing big plays as the offense scored 4 touchdowns while the defense tallied 4 sacks and picked off 3 passes. Coach Jake Dickerett shared his thoughts on the scrimmage.
I think first off, we need to get better in every area. You know, that's from taking care of the ball, our physicality at the line of scrimmage, communication on defense, tackling. That excites me, though. I mean that. We got a bunch of guys that are working their tail off. They believe in each other, and they know what we want to do, and they have the vision of it. We just got to get better in every area of going out there and executing.
Baseball competed against Stanford this last weekend. They might have lost the first 2 games, but made it up on Sunday by beating Stanford 9-7. Stanford was up by 7-2 runs in the 4th inning, but after WSU hit a 2-run homer in the 5th and getting a line drive in the 9th, resulting in 1 run, while also getting a double hit into right field, resulting in 2 to get home in the 11th. WSU ended up with the win. The Cougs will be heading to Spokane to face Gonzaga tomorrow at 6. For the first time ever, WSU had someone place in the National Collegiate Wrestling Association. Genesis Vasquez had 2 pins, with one of them being a University of Las Vegas wrestler in the 116 weight class. Vasquez is a freshman with the record of 19-4 this season. The women's golf team is currently in Arizona for the Bobcat Classic. The Classic will be from today through Wednesday. The Cougars are expected to be playing in over 6,000 yards. Well, the court pretty much that they're expected to be playing on is over 6,000 yards long, and the women's will be facing 16 other teams. The women's rowing team competed in San Diego Crew Classic this last weekend, resulting in the team to finish 4th in 2 of the 3 events. In the 2v8, WSU got a time of 7 minutes and 15 seconds, placing them in 4th. In the 1v8, WSU got a time of 6 minutes and 43 seconds, placing them 4th once again. The women's rowing team will be going against Gonzaga on April 20th.
March Madness comes to an end tonight. After the break, we will let you know how our own brackets held up.
March Madness comes to an end tonight with the matchup between UConn and Purdue. We are excited to watch that. Thank you for joining us today. If you missed any of our other shows, you can watch them on YouTube.
Have a good night.